Hello viewers, here is a Toastmaster box fan. This is model 4435. Surprised it has 115 volts. I would think it's new enough to say 120. I suspect this is a product of the 90s, probably early to mid 90s perhaps. I'm sure Tori could give me a better idea of how old it is exactly. I've had this for a long time. I don't even remember where I got it. It's been so long. This is one of the first vintage box fans that I had. And I used to use this in the bedroom window all the time. Of course, this is before I knew that the sun ruins plastic. I would leave it in the bedroom window going day in and day out during the summer, just keeping the air fresh in the bedroom. And it did a good job. It worked very well. It was very reliable. The only problem I had with it was the guards would rattle a lot. And so at some point I put, oh jeez, this is dusty. At some point I put these washers in between the guards here. And because I guess the problem was the grill was rattling up against the cage. And that seemed to fix it. Looking back at it now as being more intellectual than I was at the time, I don't really see how or why that fixed it, or if that was really the problem. I tend to think the handle was probably just rattling. I don't know. At some point, the next time I clean this, I think I'm going to omit the washers and see what happens. But this is, it's a pretty good fan. You know, it's obviously more of a budget model, and it certainly wasn't made with the same quality that the stuff was that came before it, but it moves a good amount of air. It's reliable, so what else can you really ask for? There is an information tag on a motor. Let's see if this will focus. Oh, it did. That's nice. 2.6 amps. The information on there is actually consistent with what's on the bottom of the fan. The motor is one of those very cheap looking, like bent steel, or not steel, it's probably just aluminium, like bent in a circle and put around the housing. I certainly like the old Macmillan ones much better as far as appearance goes. This does not have an oil port to it, so it has to be manually oiled. Cord comes out right where the motor is, and kind of a cheap element to it. And it's very, very short. I would say the cord is maybe 4 feet at most. It's barely enough to even go across the fan 3 times. It's polarized on blur, polarized plug, no fuse of course. There's the logo on it. And is there branding on the wire itself? No. Actually there is. I stand corrected. It is blurry. VEWC, I think is VEWC Corp is what it says. 18-2 wire. Looks like there's some kind of bug droppings on the guard there. Those little feet. The handle's still with us, which is very surprising. It's one of those flimsy handles that often breaks. And here's the switch. Pretty basic. Not sure what that is for. Perhaps this cabinet was used on different models. One of the models had the labeling on the switch itself, and that pointed to it. Be my best guess. And there's the thermal resetting information on the handle. The logo. It's kind of a cool logo. I've always liked the box fans that have the name brand somewhere offset from the center of the guard. I don't know why, I just always thought they were cool. So, I think that's about all there is to say about it. Haven't run it in a while. So let's plug it up and see how it works. Try to keep the camera out of the wind stream. And you still got a decent view of it. Okay, we'll start it up on low. Not much of a startup sound to speak of. There's a good amount of air, but it's kind of noisy. That's really why I stopped using it when I got a P223. I used that instead because it's much quieter. That's pushing out a decent amount of air. I think this blade set was not very aerodynamic. It sounds very restricted and just noisy for nothing. The hub looks like it's kind of off-center too. Although it's not shaking that much, it feels pretty well balanced. Okay, let's go to 2. Okay, now it's shaking pretty good. Still moving a lot of air, but it's shaking really bad. I don't recall this being so out of balance. Kind of ridiculous. Okay, let's go to high. It's got a decent wind stream to it, but it's very gusty. It's not like a nice, pleasant, constant flow. I definitely think the aerodynamics on these blade sets were just not very good. Really no startup sound on this fan either. There's a spin down. And actually pretty decent. And you can see how badly the blade is out of balance. Let's check for a startup sound. I really didn't think there was one. No, there is no startup sound. Okay, well, that's it for the Toastmaster box fan, whatever the model number was.